Yes. Thank God it's Friday. Happy Good Friday. Yes. It is what it is. Welcome in everybody. Everybody in this world. This is Intercontinental Sport TV. ISTV. The dawn in the building. Yes. Thank God for another live Good Friday in the building. Come on, let's go. We're going to talk about sport because this weekend is going to be massive. You know the club I'm talking about, Liverpool. All eyes on you versus Arsenal. Please, Liverpool, don't fall my hand, please. Please, don't let Arsenal win this league. I'm telling you, I don't want Arsenal to win. That's for me. Or you be hearing from Pro is ready. Robbie also ready. Okwetu all the way. He's also ready. Now this massive man joining us tonight. I'm talking about Mark all the way from Canada. He's also here. I can tell you categorically, it's gonna be loud. Yes. Mark, talk to me. Are you ready? What's going on, bro?
I'm ready. Welcome everyone to the show. I'm glad to be with you today. It's wonderful. Yes, it's a holiday and there's no better time to join. And I think that we'll have fun today on the program.
I tell you, we're gonna have fun. That's Mark. Ready. Okwe, talk to me. Are you ready? What's going on?
The Dawn. Shout out to Mark. Of course, I'm ready. It's always a pleasure to be on Intercontinental Sports TV. Let's go.
Well, you know one thing. You don't want it, bro. I just want to let you know. Arsenal. All eyes on Arsenal. Okay, all eyes on Arsenal.
We are ready. We are ready. Gunners like one new testing.
All right, welcome. Robbie, can you imagine Arsenal is ready? Can you tell me? Talk to me, Robbie. What's going on, bro?
Good evening to you, Don. Good evening to the guys in the house as well. Well, as it is, it's going to be a bumper weekend because more or less the clash of the weekend is Arsenal against Liverpool. So, I think we've set the atmosphere since yesterday when all of us have been bantering each other as regarding Liverpool's chances against Arsenal tomorrow. So, hopefully, let us pray because right now I am a Liverpool fan. So, let's go there. Up, Liverpool. Liverpool is going to do the job for us tomorrow.
Liverpool. We're ready. Prof, talk to me. You know me and you, we are friends. We don't want Arsenal to win this league. Please talk to me, Prof. Are we ready?
Good evening, everybody. I mean, very talk football. I must comment where if it's so unfazed, by the pressure they're about to feel. So I must comment. If I was in the shoes, I've not won, that for 20 years. But I commend him for that calmness that I heard in his voice. So welcome to everybody.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. But quickly, before we start talking about what we have today, let me show quickly. We are going to talk about the EPL match day fixtures. We're going to look at it. And also, Lampard being back to Chelsea. I know Prof is liking it, kind of. We're going to hear from him. He's a Chelsea fan. And also, let's quickly talk about this quick debate. People, you're welcome to the show. But first, I'm going to start with you, Prof. This center pairing, the quick debate. Pick your center back pairing with immediate effect, automatic alacrity.
Yeah, these are very big legends of the Premier League, top class defenders. Some have similar attributes. Some have some other. But I think categorically, if you're talking about the best centre backs in the Premier League, the names of John Terry, I think all of them are title winners, and they have. I think honestly, you can't go wrong with choosing any of these two. To be very honest, but any of these six are very honest. But if I would choose, I think I'll choose John Terry and Rio. And I think Rio Ferdinand was good on the ball. He could come out with the ball. He could move with the ball and pass as well. John Terry was good, die-hard defender. He could put his neck or head into anything. He could tackle hard and everything. So I think if I'm going to go, I'll go for John Terry and Rio Ferdinand.
All right. Okwe, do you agree with him?
That's a very nice combination. That's a nice pick. I mean, they played together for England in the past, so they've been a dream centre back pairing when they were in their prime. But first of all, let me say that Virgil van Dijk has no business being in this conversation. I really don't understand why he's in the mix. He should not be in this conversation.
God bless you, Gary. God bless you. What is Van Dijk doing there? Who do you mix?
I'm telling you, Liverpool have always been shouting, clamoring,
he shouldn't be there. He shouldn't be there. Honestly, he shouldn't be there. But then, we're looking at these great 5 centre backs. So I think my first pick obviously has to be Tony Adams. Because Tony Adams was different in his own era. I think the only person I can try and compare to Tony Adams in his own era probably has to be someone like Marcel Desailly. And I say that because if you're talking about just pure brutal defending, being a last man defender, but also ball playing abilities, in terms of goal contributions as well, it would be difficult for me not to mention Tony Adams. So Tony Adams is my first pick, and I will go for John Terry over Rio Ferdinand because simply, I mean, both of them are equally successful in terms of trophies. If we're talking about Champions League, we're talking about Premier Leagues, but I think John Terry does it for me. I see John Terry as a more complete defender than Rio. I think John Terry is that defender that does his things in an unorthodox manner. I think Rio Ferdinand is a student of the game, and he does it in a more, stylish manner. But John Terry can give you street football and can also keep it classy at the same time. So I'll go for John Terry and Tony Adams.
All right. Do you have any different opinion to you, Mark?
Everything for me boils down to personal preferences. There's a lot of prejudices against Virgil van Dijk because he used to be a very good defender before. He rubbed shoulders with Ronaldo and Messi at the awards not too long ago. But because of his current form in the past few seasons, people don't like him anymore. And that's how football is. You are as good as your last game, you know? So people tend to forget quickly what he has contributed to this game. For me, and this is not based on current form, it's based on personal preference. I would prefer a combination of Virgil van Dijk and Rio Ferdinand. The reason is this.
I want to hear your reason.
Yes, this is my reason. You know, everybody cannot reason the same way because we have our now. Yeah, the reason I would want a pairing of that too is that Virgil van Dijk is good at scoring goals. He can score goals even though he is a centre back. So, and that is one thing you need in a defender. A defender, when the chips are down on a very difficult day, a goal should be able to come from nowhere. Both of them are powerfully built. They have good aerial positioning in their heydays, and so they can deal better with teams that are good at set pieces, corner kicks, free kicks, and the likes. You need players like that who have strong aerial ability. So for the fact that they are powerfully built, they have good positioning, they can deal, they have good aerial abilities. I will want a pairing of that too. So that's just my take on it.
All right,
Yeah.
all right.
Tackle a mark on that. John Terry has the highest goals of any Premier League defender.
Yeah.
Yeah, make me say fuck my pairing before you attack Mark now. This man, calm down.
Bro.
All these Chelsea people, because I don't collect new coach now.
Don't buy that. Don't buy that.
My team in the EPL that I like is Arsenal. Funny enough, but I think that at his time he was a very good defender when he was doing well, Virgil van Dijk. So that's why I picked him.
All right, yes, Robbie, go for it, bro. Which pairing?
Okay, I think I will go with John Terry and Nemanja Vidic. Yes. And the reason why I'm going for these two is the fact that just like Mark rightly said, when the chips are down, you need a defender that can come up with the goods. And I will take John Terry any day of the week. Why? This is somebody who goes in full-blooded in any tackle. He's not shy. He's not intimidated by the pedigree of any attacker or midfielder. And of course, he has very, very good ways of reading the game. He reads the game very well. He's calm. His recovery rate is amazing as a defender. And he has also scored crucial goals during his time. So I'll go for John Terry any day. For Nemanja Vidic, what he lacks in goal scoring, what he lacks in his goal scoring prowess, he makes up for in his defensive acumen. This is somebody more or less like he has the same wavelength or spirit as John Terry as himself. United fans enjoyed him during his days. He gave everything to the club. And this is somebody that is very loyal. And like I said, he's a no-nonsense kind of defender. The kind of balls where you see defenders try to play out from the back these days, in Nemanja Vidic will clear it out of the stadium. So those are the reasons why I will pick these two defenders, Vidic and of course John Terry.
All right, thank you so much. Is the last man standing. Tell me, what's your own centre back pairing? Can you hear me, Is?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
All right, let's do this.
If I'm to go for, I'm looking at this pairing and I'm saying 4-6 and 2 5s. So is it that I can put 6 to 6 together, or it's just a 5 and 6? Because I can see 4-6 defenders here. In John Terry, as in the position playing position.
Left is laughing at you.
Left central. Well, you know, I had my when Don shared this on the WhatsApp group, I had my own opinion about it.
Yes. And
I didn't understand the concept though, but now when I've listened to everybody, I think if I'm just to go for any pairing there, definitely I will pick Vidic, and because I know all of us here never watched Tony Adams live. Nobody among all of us here on the platform would say I watched Tony Adams. I take exception, maybe Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe
I saw
that's what I'm saying.
plenty of Tony Adams.
I watch it.
That's what I'm saying.
I saw Tony Adams play with this man.
No.
Those of us who are old enough, we saw
Sorry,
him play.
hold on. Before you guys come for me, when I say watch
of course.
John Terry, I be watch Tony Adams, not highlights live.
No, I'm serious. I didn't watch highlights.
Yes, we did.
Okay.
In the 90s, there was Minaj. And
So I have some elderly men here.
Live.
Okay. I have some old men.
Yeah, well, of course, we are old men.
You're that for. So go
Yeah.
for it.
So me, I never watched, as an Arsenal fan, I never watched Tony Adams
Okay.
live. I never watched him live. Maybe it was highlights. When I started watching Arsenal live was 2002. And to be fair, Kanu Nwankwo was the one that brought the Arsenal revival here in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say about it. When he joined Arsenal, I think everybody just tagged along, and because of him, the Arsenal fan base grew here in Nigeria. My opinion, though.
Yeah.
And maybe what we saw then was just highlights, and so when we started getting in 2002, 2003, 2004, 2002 most especially, I was when I started watching Arsenal games live.
In fact, sorry to cut you short, let me even make you laugh. I saw the game between Arsenal and Chelsea that Kanu scored a hat-trick.
That
was 99. That was 99. Yeah, I saw the highlights of that. I never watched it live. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody hearing this or watching this video, if you grew up at Bagada, you would know Ken was the place where we all got together to watch football. So, but for me, I never watched Tony Adams live, so automatically he cuts it. I watched the other 5 live, and the guys for me there that I would pick, my opinion, I would pick Nemanja Vidic because of his ruggedity, and I cannot pick 2-6 here. I'm sorry, I'll either pick a 5 and a 6.
All right.
Of all the 6 here, Nemanja Vidic fits the bill for me, and in the 5, I'll pick Vincent Kompany.
Wow, Vincent Kompany.
Let's mention.
Why do you pick a Kompany? I mean,
well, you know, for me, what I like to look out in a player, there are so many. A typical example, Mo Salah. I know we're still going to talk about Liverpool. Mo Salah is a kind of player that he went to Roma, had a stint, came to Chelsea, didn't see nothing about him. He's the kind of player that survives or thrives in a system. He's not a player that is that spectacular that could, come up with the flicks and come up with the wins. He survives in a system. And if you look at these players that I've picked, Vidic and Kompany, my opinion, are players that, regardless of the system, we saw Kompany played when Guardiola was there. He gave his all. He played. We saw that he had the mettle before Guardiola even came into Man City, and he played with Guardiola. We saw that light. We saw that thing in him that, yes, this guy is a solid defender in that position, in that 5 position. And also Nemanja Vidic, we know how solid the guy was. Irrespective of whoever you paired Nemanja Vidic with, Vidic was ready to give his all, and he gave his all. We saw all the tackles. We saw how they went on to be, went on to be successful under the Ferguson, winning several trophies, EPL, even the Champions League, FA Cup as well. So that's just my pairing. I love the way individually, the way they fit in. I know some might say, why John Terry? For me, I just felt John Terry, before the Jose Mourinho, when Ranieri was there, he was a guy that fit into the Mourinho system. And if you look at Chelsea, even after the Mourinho days, when he left the first time, whoever took over still continued in that ilk, still continued with the same set of player, with the same style, even also when Mourinho came back. So it was a system-based performance from John Terry. But individually, I'm going to go for Vidic and
all right,
Kompany.
Irate, do you have any different opinion? You're welcome to the show.
Hey, the Don. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
For me, like I said on the group the other day as well, I think I'll go for Terry and Van Dijk. And why?
Terry and who?
And Van Dijk.
Why? How?
Why is because they have skill sets that complement each other. Like I said, John Terry is aggressive. He's a leader. He puts his body on the line, puts in tackles. One hell of a defender, John Terry. There's almost nothing you can say. You can say maybe Baba is not like one of the fastest defenders you see around, but his positioning and positional sense is top notch. One of the best centre backs of all time, John Terry. And for me, Van Dijk.
Why do you say Van Dijk? Because
there's no defender. I repeat, no centre back that can do what Van Dijk can do on the ball. I mean, the
they go dribble out tomorrow night, body go calm down. They go dribble out tomorrow. Yeah,
you know get who they know they dribble.
Then they dribble Messi self. Even Messi, then they dribble out.
So, like I said, his passes, his pace, his ability to read the game, I mean, is a Rolls Royce. For me, as a one-off, you really can't pick out one weakness. Maybe until recently from Van Dijk's game. And, you know, talking of also individual achievements, come on, is up there. The only defender to win UEFA European Player of the Year. He has been in FIFA XI about 3 times. He was also 7 votes away from winning the Ballon d'Or. So no, Van Dijk is for me. Alongside Terry, I think it will be a wonderful combination. Like I said, their skill sets complement each other very, very well, what they bring to the game. So that's my combination.
Coming.
Yeah, honestly, I never thought I would hear Irit say these things on this show. I thought Irit would only share these things behind closed doors. Because, so number one, for me, the pairing of John Terry and Van Dijk, I don't think they can even play together. Because if you think about it, do you think if John Terry says to Van Dijk, go track that guy, do you think Van Dijk could go and do that? I don't think.
Why wouldn't Van Dijk do that? John Terry is the senior.
Exactly. But I don't think Van Dijk could do it because I've never actually seen Van Dijk do it before, even while he was at Celtic or even while he was at Southampton.
Okay, thank you for that take there. You know, that was what I started with. Are we looking at 5?
Exactly.
You know, that was why I looked, because I played football, so I understand when it comes to
for me,
football.
Exactly.
There are some pairings that can never work, like that John Terry and Vidic. It can never,
There's
ever
no way it can
work.
work in a team.
Never.
Do you mean
if you are talking about a centre back pairing and looking at Ferdinand, Vidic, Terry, Carvalho, you want one who is aggressive and you want another one who is calm and knows how to read the game and is very good on the ball. So I might not say yes, Terry and Vidic. But for you saying Terry will tell Van Dijk go, I don't understand that. Like, go and track.
So what I'm saying, let me give more context into it. We're talking about the personalities of players and their playing style, right? John Terry is both of them are natural leaders. That's the first thing. But then when you take a look at who is the better defender and who would have the commanding hand or who have the hierarchy, it will still be John Terry. Why? Because John Terry can do everything in terms of defending. Van Dijk, I can't say the same. Van Dijk is not someone that is going to necessarily chase after you. Van Dijk likes to mark zonally. Van Dijk is not going to go one-on-one with you. Van Dijk will give you space, let you come, and he will go at you. That's what Van Dijk is going to do. So if you're saying you want both of them to be in the same team together, it will be very difficult because they will have clash of personalities and they will most likely not work together. It has to be one or the other. And then,
but that was the same thing.
I would like to say something about when you are done. When you are done, I would like to say something.
So one more thing, just let me round up with this. One more thing for me was a comment that he's made about John Terry. For me, John Terry had always been a class defender since he came into that Chelsea team, because he came into the team at a very young age and he was able to sit side by side with someone like Marcel Desailly. And then when you list the number of centre-back partnerships he has had till he left Chelsea, John Terry was always the better man and always made everybody who played beside him better.
God bless you, sir. God bless you, sir.
I'll think that he is in that aspect.
John Terry, but there was a time John Terry was on the bench.
That was towards the tail end of his career. But even before he started being on the bench, when even Conte came, before Conte benched him, it was always Terry and Gary Cahill. Before
Benitez also
benched
him.
You know, so
there's something I would like to say. If you quickly
see
just
what
on what Okwe said. I don't think that it is impossible that John Terry and Vidic, if they are paired together, will play together. The only thing, like you said, is that someone will take the lead, someone will follow. And in this case, it's most definitely going to be John Terry. I'll give you a good example with my own Barcelona. Puyol and
Piqué. Exactly.
They played together. But who led that defense? It was Puyol. And Puyol was very much like that.
Two different types of defenders.
That is what you need in a centre back pairing.
And it was a tackling one.
Exactly. But I'm saying that John Terry and Van Dijk are similar in the sense that they're both comfortable with playing out from the back in spreading passes. But when it comes to the nitty gritty, John Terry is the one that will do the dirty work.
So they can play together.
So yes, they can play together. That's what we are. What your explanation is what you are saying. Then they can play together.
The reason why I said I feel they cannot play together is because of the clash of personalities. They are both charismatic people, so it will be difficult for them to pair up together and to gel well.
Quickly, I think I understand what Paul is trying to say, because if you look at the best of John Terry, the two players he played with that brought out his best were Cavallo and Gary Cahill. And look at Cavallo and Gary Cahill, I don't think they are similar to Van Dijk. These are two defenders that are always proactive. They are not. They're always reactive. They always go for the tackles. Cavallo goes for a slight tackle. You don't see Van Dijk doing that. Van Dijk passes attackers on to
very aggressive.
Yeah, so I don't think you can compare. You can't say Van Dijk and Cavallo and Cahill as similar defenders. So I don't think John Terry and Van Dijk will work together as well. So I support.
All right. Let's move on. I want us to quickly talk about this guy, but I'm going to lead. Prof, you are going to lead us in this session. I don't know what is wrong with. How do you...
in this session?
In fact, I don't know. Prof.
Yeah.
What can we say to this?
First of all,
seriously,
this signing was unprecedented.
Seriously,
Signing was unprecedented. We didn't see it coming. Some people said when we saw him at the stands, when we came to watch the game against Liverpool, some people were suspecting that it might happen. Look, for me, it was either this or we're stuck with Bruno, the former Brighton right back, and Bruno obviously had ties with Graham Potter. You could see that the place was not different. It was still almost like Potter football. This signing is not a signing. I don't think people should read into it seriously. I think it's one that is more positive for Frank Lampard, whose career is going down the drain, and possibly if he takes up this job and does a very good thing with Chelsea, he can possibly give his career another light and maybe give him another opportunity to manage in the Premier League. So for him, it's one that he will relish. For Chelsea, I think, like I said on the group, it's just a feel-good factor signing. I mean, there's nothing to it. We're not going to win the Champions League. We're not going to we're not going to finish in the top four, to be honest. The season is over. So why not just bring in somebody who knows the club, knows the dressing room, harmonize the Chelsea fans together who have been divided with more through the season. Somebody who knows the club, a legend of the club. Just bring him in, let him just galvanize the team to the end of the season. Allow the likes of the Todd Boehly and Egbali and the sporting directors, allow them make a decision, allow them buy time to make sure that the next manager who's coming into Chelsea is not a mistake. They have to buy time, give them time to assess properly the different options that they have going forward. So if it's Lampard they are bringing in, I mean, for me, what can possibly go worse? We're not going to relegate, like I said, we're not going to get relegated. We're not going to finish in the top four. So what's the worst that can happen? So just bring in Lampard and let him do his thing. For me, it's a better move for Frank Lampard. Like I said, if he takes up Chelsea, performs wonders against Madrid, who knows? That's going to be like a plus to his CV. And then, because if you look at Lampard, I don't think he was going to have any opportunity in the Premier League anymore. Having done what he did with Everton, performed very poorly there. I think you'll be seeing him. You'll be looking at a team in the Championship trying to hire him. So for him, this is like an opportunity for him to sort of rebuild his CV a little bit, give it a little bit of finesse and a little bit of appeal, and make possibly another Premier League team come for him. So I'm not reading too much into it. It's to the end of the season, and we're going to get another manager.
Irate, I beg of you, Irate, come and help me out with this thing, because it's as if all Chelsea fans are just they're just like sympathy. Like, I mean,
it sounds like it sounds like a club that is.
Prof, do you remember you sacked this guy? The reason why you sacked this guy?
Volunteering placement.
Sacked him, but I mean, we sacked him. I know we did, but nothing suggests that I cannot come back and the different squad. Nothing suggests.
Mourinho came back twice. Mourinho came back twice.
Twice, so that's a good point as well.
So
I mean, Lampard, to be fair to him, his first season performed well, beyond above expectation in his first, because where we had a transfer ban, he had to bring in lots of young players, give them their debut to perform, and we finished in the top 4. Because when he signed the likes of Havertz and Werner, these are the players, and look at them till today. Without Lampard, they are gone. They are not performing. So it wasn't probably Lampard's problem. I thought he came and won the Champions League, but look at Havertz, look at the players that were signed by the Roman Abramovich era for Lampard. I don't good enough. They couldn't score goals. So for me, he has better.
I need to just butt in here, man. I've never seen a hypocritical analysis ever like this, because this is hypocritical. Sorry, are we all live? Are we live on this show?
Yes, we are live.
I have never seen or heard in my life, and I'm like wondering, when I hear Chelsea fans say this is good, feel good factor, was it not the same Lampard that Ibrahimovic spent over £200 million when he brought in players, and it was that same set of players when he was sacked that took over to go and win the Champions League? And you're telling me calling Lampard again, bringing him back, will give... I remember then, it was a meltdown in the Chelsea fan base, especially what Lampard was doing then, when the abysmal form came in and Chelsea were nowhere to be found. The fan base went into turmoil, went into commotion. I can use all the adjective I want to use now. And you're telling me that bringing this guy back is a feel-good factor, and you're telling me it's going to buy time for the owners. Let's just call a spade and not a farming instrument. Why can't we just say that the decision made by these guys is awful? The thinking behind this is a typical example. You're working in KPMG and you were sacked for not performing well. Do you think they will reconsider you to come back to fill that position? It's never going to happen. And I understand all these tricks Chelsea fans are playing because they don't want to be bantered, but I'm going to banter you guys. That's awful. Ever. The most awful decision I've seen in football. Ever since I've been watching EPL.
I'm just wondering what is...
It's just like Unai Emery when he came to Arsenal. The stint he had. He didn't do well. The club was in turmoil. And for instance, Arteta now went bad. When also we're going back to Unai Emery. Come on, they don't call in management, they call that backward thinking, and that's what it is. That's what I call it. With all due respect to Boehly, I know he's a billionaire, he has the money, he can spend it anywhere, he can talk to anyhow he wants. But that is backward thinking. Possibly if you had left Potter to manage the situation, however he wants to manage it, ensure he doesn't go take the team to relegation, or leave the guy, Bruno Salta, if that's his name, leave him to do what he's doing. And you're bringing in Lampard that was sacked. And after Lampard was sacked, Mark mentioned something now that Mourinho came back twice. That's a different context. When Mourinho was there, Mourinho was successful. It took Chelsea to the level they've never been in their entire history. 50 years waiting, and he won the EPL for them, won other trophies, left, came back, still won it. So that's a different context entirely. You don't compare that with this Lampard situation. Lampard was with Chelsea. He took Chelsea to FA Cup final. Arteta met Arteta in the final. Arteta with a shambolic squad still won that final. I thought he was going to win that. I thought they were going to win that FA Cup final. Okwe can bear me witness, because then I never give any hopes, because we didn't have the squad, we didn't have the personnel. But he had all the personnel, he had the investment, he bought the players in, and still lost woefully in that final. And you're now telling me he left, went to Everton, still abysmal, had to struggle to the last day. Luckily for you, somebody tried to remind me of the team that made Everton escape relegation last season, because if that team had won, possibly Everton would have gone relegated with Lampard, and he was sacked. And you're telling me feel good factor.
I would like to speak. I think I just want to go on and on and on. I think you have made your point. So let me reply to what you have said. When you were speaking, you used some very strong words. So you will permit me, if I'm on the same level playing field with you, I'm not attacking you. But when I said Mourinho came back twice, I was talking about the fact that it is not unheard of for a coach to leave a club and to come back, even if whether he was sacked or he left willingly.
What I just said was the context were different. That was what I said. The context were different. The context were different.
Hold on.
You can't compare Mourinho's return.
You have spoken. Would you let us speak, gentlemen? Please. So what I was saying is that it is not unheard of for a coach to leave a club and come back. And then when you were speaking, you seem to think that life is a straight line. It is not like that. We have had coaches who fumbled and wobbled in all the clubs. A good example is Ranieri. What did he do? He was at Marseille, he was at Valencia. He didn't do anything until he got to Leicester. He won the. Hold on, you have spoken. I beg. Let me speak. So he came, and with a Leicester team that nobody saw, he won the EPL, with something that is unheard of in the modern game, in this present dispensation. So what I am saying is that the reason for me, if you ask me, the reason I think Lampard was brought back is because the administration at Chelsea were like, oh, we are in a dark patch. We need the dark patch. What do we do now? We don't want to continue with the man we have. Let us bring in somebody that knows the club as a caretaker manager, so that we will have the remainder of the season. Will be time for us to reason properly. And they could have gone for Nagelsmann. They could have gone for Luis Enrique. They could have gone for Pochettino. There are coaches who are big in the game and who don't have a job. But they decided that, okay, let us stick with the person that knows the club at least and can get us through this dark patch, so that when the season ends, we'll have a clearer head. We can bring in a reinforcement and let us some dead wood, and then we can re-strategize. It happened to Manchester United. Moyes, after Baba left, Moyes came. What's this babyface assassin? I've forgotten it. Solskjaer. They came and what?
Ole.
Out there with that. So everybody, every team, at a point in time, you hit that dark patch that no coach, even if you bring in Socrates and Aristotle and Plato together, they cannot get you out of it. You only have to manage the situation before you can bring in reinforcement that will now take you forward. So
all right, that is what. All right, thank you, Mark.
Just a minute. The Ranieri narrative. The Ranieri narrative. I just wanted to thank God stats are there out there. Ranieri, when he coached Cagliari, he won. At least when he was in Fiorentina, he won Coppa Italia. He won the Super Coppa Italia. He went to Valencia, won the Coppa del Rey in '99, won the UEFA Intertoto Cup in 1998, and also went ahead. Hold on.
Do you know what the Intertoto Cup is?
And went ahead. I allowed you to talk. Allow me to talk. And went ahead to win the UEFA Super Cup. He understands winning. He understands the mentality of winning. And you cannot compare that to this Lampard's narrative. It's a joke.
Lampard is still at the infancy of his managerial.
Lampard, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I just reeled out the infancy stage of Ranieri that you claim went around Europe without being successful.
Nobody respected him until they won the EPL. That is when
I know you want the narrative to suit you, but it's my own opinion and you can't take it away. It's backward thinking.
All right.
Bringing Lampard in.
No. Irate. So hold on. Irate. I want you to finish your conversation before Mark started talking. So Irate, what's your own view? Lampard, can you imagine, is back?
Yeah, I think Chelsea just seems to be the gift that keeps on giving, honestly. So many decisions.
What did you say?
You're left scratching your head about some decisions. I mean, I also recently found out that they have 2 sporting directors. I can't think of many teams in the world who have 2 sporting directors making decisions. But that is by the way. What I have to say is, Tottenham also fired Conte Not, I think it was maybe a week before they fired Potter. And Tottenham said, okay, Stellini will be in charge as the caretaker manager until the end of the season. They didn't fire Stellini. Chelsea did the same, and they said, okay, Bruno will not be fired with Potter. Instead, he will stay as the caretaker manager until the end of the season. And then he took charge for one game, and a week after that, you are now coming out to say a manager that has once coached that team that failed and then went to Everton and failed for 2 seasons, battling relegation, is the man you want to bring in to steady the ship. There's absolutely no sense. You can't tell me, oh, he's a legend of the club, is that. There is no feel-good factor in battling relegation. If Lampard comes in and Chelsea starts battling relegation, I can tell you those fans will start turning on him. And they'll stop singing his praise. And they've done it before when they were Knights, despite spending all the money they spent. There's absolutely no... They could have just left, okay, Bruno, we didn't sack you with Potter. Take over to the end of the season where we can talk with the other managers and see who we are bringing in. But now you let go of Bruno after one game, and you are bringing in Lampard, who you are paying to be there till the end of the season before you bring in another new manager. It's like I said, it's a head scratching. You are left wondering, who are those making decisions in this thing? Because I don't, it just doesn't make sense to me. So all of those feel good factors.
What do you think can go wrong now with this manager, with this appointment? What do you see going wrong with this appointment? Don't just it's well and good to analyze that Lampard is this and that. What do you think is going to go wrong with this Lampard's appointment?
What could go wrong is
a
scenario, battle relegation, and you can't take it out of the picture.
You sincerely think that Lampard is going to take Chelsea to relegation? Is that what you think?
Anything can happen.
Would take Chelsea to relegation. If you look at the league table, you guys are closer to relegation than to us now. Hold on. You are making a bold statement now that Lampard is going to take Chelsea to relegation. I didn't say he is. I said he might. He has done it with Everton.
Yeah,
but you think Bruno would not have taken Chelsea to relegation?
I mean, why are you comparing Bruno with Lampard?
You guys don't know about Bruno.
See,
So you guys don't sit in your club. You sit in your club.
See,
and
Bruno has not coached. Bruno has not coached before, but Lampard has. And Lampard has battled relegation for 2 years.
Okay, you settle this matter.
Lampard he has failed at 2 clubs.
But this Lampard has Chelsea with little or no budget and finished us in the top 4, bringing in about 6 to 7 youths, giving them their debut. Why are you not talking about that?
Oh, then what happened in the following season?
So
which debut do you even talk about? Don't give them debut. So their debut has done what exactly?
I love this game.
What are you talking? No matter what you want to say, he's a legend. He understands the club. All those ones, they are not even talks that someone who is a business owner should consider to appoint somebody.
What should he do at this moment in time? You are not saying what you should do.
What he should do is, he, like I said, what Tottenham did. You refuse to start Bruno.
Who is Tottenham? Who is Tottenham for
like it or not? Spurs right now, they are ahead of you in the.
I should follow Spurs.
Spurs are
Spurs.
Position. What are you saying? Position.
I should follow.
You are closer to relegation right now. And I'm telling you, if Lampard loses 3 games,
Lampard cannot
factor. He has done it. This man was absolutely clueless at Everton.
Oh.
The second season, they gave him so much. They gave him money to spend. He was still clueless. They had to fire him, and you're now saying he's bringing a feel good factor. What feel good factor?
Talk.
Yeah. Okay. So let me say this first of all. Chelsea just needs to win 1 more game to survive relegation. Once Chelsea registers 40 points for the season, they are not getting relegated. That's the first point.
Relegation talks from where to where now? From where to where? What type of insult? What type of insult is that? Is this insulting now? What type of nonsense insult is that? You are coming
to Chelsea just needs 1
more. If you like say, I will leave you Premiership people protecting your.
Chelsea needs 1 more to avoid relegation.
No,
life.
It's a fact. So Chelsea wins 1 more game, they avoid relegation. Now, the second thing is that it is quite clear that Todd Boehly and his cohorts still don't have proper knowledge and nuance of how to run a successful European club. Now, this is football. With all due respect to them, this is not soccer. We have a long history in European football, and we're talking about one of the most successful clubs in European football, Chelsea. At that, good enough, they had the money to take over Chelsea. But when you're going into such business, I want to believe that anything you're going into in life, you do your due diligence. You find out what exactly how it's run, so that you can come in, you learn, and then you add your own impact to it. For me, Todd Boehly and co have done. They just went in a very rash manner, and to some extent, I don't mean to sound pessimistic, but I'll put a little blame to Roman Abramovich and him selling Chelsea to them. But I do understand where Abramovich was coming from. Abramovich wanted to be sure that, financially, the way he has established Chelsea Football Club, he needed to be sure that he's putting it in the hands of those who can keep that running smoothly. So I believe that was his major focus. However, one thing that Todd Boehly and co have done is getting rid of people who have helped to establish Chelsea Football Club to what they are today. I'm talking about someone like Peter Cech. I'm talking about someone like Marina. These were people in the executive seats who would have helped to steady the ship for them, So the decision to bring Lampard back for me is quite absurd. However, the good thing, what you can look at is that, number one, Lampard is an experienced coach. I'm not saying Potter and co were not experienced, but Lampard coming in now, someone who has coached this Chelsea team before, he knows a host of these players, especially the young players as well. So it's up to him to come in now and to prove a point. The only thing the Chelsea owners wanted, which is clear, is that they wanted another head coach, to steady the ship till the end of the season. There's a current recruitment process where we've got Julian Nagelsmann, we've got Luis Enrique, and we've got Mauricio Pochettino, who have been streamlined. As far as today goes, till today, Pochettino has still not been contacted, but Luis Enrique is in England for talks with them. Talks are ongoing with Nagelsmann, and if the green light is given from Nagelsmann to Chelsea will go ahead to have a conversation with Bayern Munich. So it's just plain and simple. Frank Lampard is not there for the long haul. He is there to steady the ship. Can he steady the ship? That is the big question. And that is highly questionable, because Frank Lampard is not the best when it comes to tactics. We saw that clearly, after £222 million was spent for him to improve the team and to make the team better. Yeah. But kudos to him. He did well in his first season without having a transfer window, and with the young players he had at his disposal. He did very well. I think he even overachieved, if you ask me, with that team. He did overachieve. But then when he was giving big players, talented players, we saw that he's not the best tactically. He's not tactically sound, And then with Tuchel, the difference was too clear. It was as clear as daylight. That's just the fact. So the question is, has Lampard learned from his demise at Everton? Has he learned from his demise with his first experience at Chelsea? Time will tell.
All right. Okay, I'm going to put you on the spot straight up. Don't, sorry. Because I hear you're talking, you're trying to be this, nice guy. You don't want to talk with your chest because you don't want to offend anybody. At times it's good you say things the way it is, and regardless, whatever hit comes in, you take it as a man, take it on the chin. So I'm going to put you on the spot. If this were to be Arsenal, flip the table. If this were to be Arsenal, your beloved team, Arteta doing poorly, God forbid, pray it doesn't. But just for instance, Arteta doing poorly, and the owners or the board, the guys decide to take the shot, sacks Arteta, and calls back Unai Emery. Like we knew what happened when Unai Emery took over or was in charge. We knew Arsenal was nowhere. Took us to the doldrums. He didn't. Even if he tried taking us to the Europa League final, lost woefully. And we knew the whole thing that happened back end and all that. You as an Arsenal fan, would you rate that decision? And I need you to be sincere.
Of course, I'm being sincere.
So what are the adjectives are you going to use to ascribe such a decision?
Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind is good evening. That's the first thing that comes to mind. But then going ahead, I think what comes to be honest, I will zone out as an Arsenal fan. Yeah. If I meet anybody henceforth from that day, I'll tell them that I don't support any football club. I'm just a football enthusiast and I enjoy watching.
Thank you. You just spoke my mind. Thank you, Don.
All right, okay. Okay. Mark, quick one. I want us to talk about this issue about Barcelona right now. You know,
Okay.
I want to switch a little bit. You know, what is
Yeah.
going on in Barcelona? I think you guys are enjoying the great season, apart from the 4-0 that just is it 4-0 3-0?
4-0.
Yeah, 4-0. Apart from that,
Yeah.
how can you size up the whole season for Barcelona? And also, don't forget, there's this accusation about. Can we talk that on here about you guys giving feedback?
All topics should come to the table.
Yeah, the referee, Gunje, kind of. You guys. So,
we have to talk about it. Those are real issues that we shouldn't shy away from. So there are two questions in one. Let me talk quickly about the team, then I'll talk about the Negreira fraud case.
All right.
So about the team,
yes,
this season seems to be a good one from you standing outside looking in. Because Barcelona are 12-point clear at the top of the table, and it looks like everybody expects us to win the Primera Liga. Okay. But the truth is that the team that is playing for Xavi right now is defective. A lot of issues are there that they need to fix at the end of the season, and the Laporta and his boys should not be carried away with the fact that after all, we have a team that can win the national championship. So we are all home and dry. The first thing is that there are some players who are lacking confidence in that team.
Wow.
Part of them, the foremost example is Ansu Fati, who inherited Lionel Messi's number 10 jersey. So his father recently had a spat with the club. My son is not playing. He played, he scored a goal. So they expect that, he's back and then he should deliver us from Real Madrid. It is not going to happen that way. The second issue we have is injuries. In the game against Real Madrid, we had several players out. Frankie de Jong did not play. Dembele had been injured. Pedri, arguably our best players this season, he has been injured for several months. He did not play. And there are a host of others. Then, but part of those who are lacking in confidence are Eric Garcia. Remember, he was brought from Manchester City, and he has not been seeing game time because Christensen came in and much to the chagrin of most people, he is doing excellently well. And then we have another player, Ferran Torres, also from Man City. He has not lived up to his billing, the expectation that people expect. So the team, even if they win the league, at the end of the season, a lot of dead wood have to be cut out and new players have to be brought in. But the problem is there is no money. So what do? People are already looking at Messi, an idea which totally I will reject. I will not even entertain it if I was Laporta, because you cannot be expecting to build an European powerhouse with a Lewandowski that is going to be 35, with a Messi that will be 36. Ter Stegen is 30. Sergio Busquets is like 35. They don't want him to go because there is no midfielder like him. He's unique in his talent. So every other person is just a figment of him. So that is how the team is. Now, coming to the Negreira case, I will say this unequivocally. I am not in support of clubs who are paying, referees so that decisions will go their way. It is abominable. It is not good for the game. It is bad for football. So if Barcelona is found wanting, our president of recent past, starting from Sandro Rosell, from Joseph Bartomeu, and even if they are found culpable, they should face the full wrath of the law. Because this is sports, it's entertainment, but it's sports. And in the spirit of sportsmanship, you should let people compete on a level playing field. And I know that if this case goes on, and UEFA, who have already said they are going to look into it, if they start to dig, we may find other clubs too who are culpable. Remember the Calciopoli scandal of 2006 in Italy. When they started with AC Milan, they saw that Lazio was culpable. Juventus was there, that there were like 3 over, they had to dock points. Some people started the season on a negative point level because they've already docked their points. So no club, I'm not saying all clubs are like that, but I know that it's not only Barcelona. There will be other clubs who have done that. It doesn't sound reasonable to a reasonable person that you are giving money to somebody who is the vice president of the referee association for reports. For what kind of report is that? For reports, for to buy this and that for referee. It is not your job. You have a club to run. Compete with the best, buy your players, put in a structure that you have already met since the days of Johan Cruyff, and then play the game. You have no business with anybody who is a referee member or any La Liga member. It is totally on, and I'm not for it. And even though I'm a Barcelona fan, I will not shy away from the fact that if Barcelona had done that in the past and the fact are established, then whatever they do to them is merited.
But don't go yet, Mark. I'll send a message and he says, Mark,
so Mark, I have a question. Really, what is the extent of the investigation? What's the time span? Because official reports that came out, they said from 2016, but then there have been rumors. I've not seen this from a confirmed source, but there have been so many rumors in recent weeks that, these investigations dates back to 2006. From the 2006 Champions League final.
Yeah, I remember.
I'm just wondering.
You want to win Champions League?
It's a rumor that I've seen for weeks. So I just want to know.
Okay.
Back to 2006, or it's from 2016 till date.
Okay, let me quickly answer that question. I think the answer to that question is not difficult. The thing is that UEFA wants to look at it, La Liga wants to look at it. Yeah. What will determine the scope of that investigation will be how far they delve into the cases. Because if they call the people, the referees, who have referred some questionable games, and they start to ask them questions, you receive, they trace their records, bank records or whatever, and they see the date on them, then that will help them determine, so this thing has been going on. So everybody, it is the depth of the investigation that will determine how far back they'll have to go in the case.
So God have his way. May justice be
whatever. I'm down for it. The truth about it is that, you see, one thing I tell myself is that I have been a Barcelona fan since 1996. Yeah, since the days of Ronaldo de Lima. But if everything comes crashing down and Barcelona is found to be the most corrupt club in the history of football, I am just one person among 8 billion people in the world. I can always switch to another club. I can take Man City. I can always switch because I cannot support.
Shooting Stars is even available, sir. Shooting Star of Ibadan. We need fans.
I cannot support fraud. I will not support fraud. I want to support a team that competes well and win. That's what I want to be proud of. So let justice take its course.
That means That means you guys can still win Champions League, BRB.
That's the easiest. That's the easiest.
Retroactively.
Can win the Champions League.
And that will make Chelsea all of them to sit down.
Do you know the winner? Do you know the winner in that case, in that scenario? It will be Thierry Henry.
No, I don't want to go into
one. You will not add one to.
I would not have a strong stand against Prof if I'm having that conversation. If I want to go toe to toe with Prof, I must come with solid facts. So that
you must come clean.
You understand? So when I'm going at Prof, I'm coming correct. Don't worry.
Oh my goodness!
But just to touch on, sorry, Don, just to touch on this Barcelona issue. When I heard it in the news, it's not what we football fans really wish to listen or hear about. And nobody wants anybody to cheat, regardless, in any strata in life. Mm-hmm. Some of us are disciplined to that extent. And when you begin to hear news like this, at times you begin to wonder that what goes behind the scene. Is it that they decide to take, imagine the emotion, imagine the fans, the Barcelona fans that were at Paris in 2006 stadium that day. Belletti scored the winning goal. You could imagine the emotion, you could imagine the ecstasy they had that day to be crowned Champions League final winner 2006, and 17 years later you're hearing that something came up. I'm not making judgment, but I'm just saying that things like this, it hurts when we hear, and I don't want to see anything like this in England, please, because the passion we have towards the EPL, and it's so disappointing when you hear news like this. Seriously, it's so disappointing.
Yeah. Let's move on to the big. Let me say let's say it's a big game for this weekend. It's a match between Liverpool versus Arsenal. Me and Prof, we've been advocating. We've been calling on the Liverpool entourage fans to actually look into this game.
Solicitors and advocates.
So I'm going to start with you, Irate. Please go into this game. Going into this game, is there anything you want to share with us about what is happening at Liverpool at this moment? I know there will be injuries, there will be players that will not be able to make it. Or give us your starting 11. So all things being equal, what should we be expecting from Liverpool? I beg, tell me something.
I think we should start with team news, injury news.
All right.
Luis Diaz won't make this game, unfortunately.
Wow.
He'll be ready for the next game at Leeds. But Van Dijk is back and Thiago is back. Probably Thiago will be on the bench. So those are the two new additions coming in for this game. Overall, I would say, going by form, as a Liverpool fan, if you go by form, you shouldn't expect anything from this game because Arsenal have been a Rolls Royce this season. They have been a Rolls Royce. But I tell people that I'm hanging on to one thing, which is the fact that we would have an extra man in the stand. And this has always worked for us in many games. And I know Okpe is laughing.
Yeah.
But Okpe probably remembers Arteta scoring the last time they won at Anfield in 2012. Arteta scored on that game that day. So Anfield has not been.
It was Robin van Persie.
It was 2-0. I think Arteta also scored that day as well.
Cazorla and Van Persie.
Okay, but yeah, Arteta was he was still in with the Arsenal squad at that time. He was playing. So that was the last time they won at Anfield. So it's been over 10 years, and since then they've not been able to get a win. So I believe when it comes to Anfield, form goes out of the window, and we've seen it sometimes this season. We saw it against Man. We brought Man United all the way from title challengers to top 4 contenders, and Man City also, when they were flying, and all odds were against us this season, we brought them down at Anfield. So you really can't write Liverpool off when we are playing at Anfield. That is what I want people to know. Even seasons where we've not been at our best, against Man City, against Pep, he doesn't get a result at Anfield. And same has gone for Arsenal since Klopp came. They haven't won at Anfield. So for me, that is what I'm holding on to as a Liverpool fan, because also this game, we have to mention that if Liverpool lose this game, I think we can just, it's already looking shaky, but we can just write the top 4 off and just make sure we should not even make the Conference League, in my opinion. We don't need the Conference League. So we lose this game, that's it. Season over for us. So it's a very, very important game. But like I said, I think Klopp and the team, they wouldn't want to lose in front of the crowd at Anfield, especially to a team that is top of the table. It hasn't happened in previous seasons. So, that is what I'm holding on to. I mean, like I said, if it's form, we are nowhere near Arsenal in terms of form and the momentum they have right now. So for me, it's still going to be a tough game. It's not going to be an easy game, and it's probably going to be a tight score line as well.
So it's going to be like 4-3-3, normal.
Yeah, 4-3-3.
So what do you expect? Which player are you expecting to turn up?
Trent, Robertson, Konate, Van Dijk, Alisson in goal. Midfield, I think he will want to start Harvey Elliott. I didn't see Harvey Elliott in the last game, but I trust he's all right. Harvey Elliott, Fabinho, and Henderson. I think Thiago will probably be on bench. Then up front, I would love to see Jota, Salah, and Nunes up front starting the game. So
you don't want Gakpo?
No, Gakpo can start from the bench.
Okay, that's a tactical analysis from Liverpool. Now over to Arsenal. So is it Okpe or is that's going to go for it? I mean, we all know what's going on. Let me go for it. Let me quickly show you guys with this. Come on, Gunners. Happy days.
It's lonely at the top. You know.
All right, who's going for it? Please tell us.
Go for it.
Yeah, the team news. The team news. Is any injury or the players you think is not going to play, and also the formation you think Arteta will be bringing up.
Yeah. Before I go into order, let me just throw a jibe at Irate. You know, this will be the first time ever I hear Liverpool fans only depending on their fans. I've not heard any Liverpool fan come out to say, okay, with these tactics, if we play this way, if Klopp utilizes this formation, if Klopp uses this personnel, I think we can get us now. All I've been hearing is the 12th man. The last time they won was 2012.
I can't believe this is the first time you are hearing it.
No.
If you know Liverpool fans that have been supporting the team for years, then you should have been hearing it a lot of times.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That right. See, I was expecting. What I'm expecting is something, because really, a wise man once said, "Hope is not strategy. If you keep hoping and hoping and hoping, it could fail. It's not a strategy. You have to put the work in it." That's why it goes beyond. In every strata in life, you want to excel in your career, you don't hope. You put the work in it. You do the right things. And I'm surprised that I'm hearing this, but that's by the way. You know, now the dynamics have changed. The previous games that Arsenal will go to Liverpool, and I'm not cocky here. I'm just confident in the team based on what they've done. I'm the advocate of the one that says football is like, it's like a biscuit. It can crack anywhere. So anything can happen on Sunday. It could go Liverpool's way and it could go Arsenal's way. But we're talking based on benefit of hindsight with what has happened in the past 29 or 28 games thereabout for both teams. Yeah. But for the team for Arsenal, Arteta was quizzed in the presser today about players that are injured. He said someone might likely make it, one of the injured players. And the only injured players we have are Tomiyasu, Saliba, Nketiah. Nelson is not injured. So he said one out of these three could make it on the match day, depending on how he trains tomorrow. And I know automatically Tomiyasu is out. And he was quizzed. He was asked, who is the player? He said he wasn't going to mention it. And that's what Arteta does. Master of dark hearts at pressers. And definitely, we know the formation have always been using 4-3-3. Arteta has been consistent. He has never changed. The only time he changed personnel was when, against Liverpool, was when Zinchenko was out at that time. And he used Tomiyasu. Nobody saw that coming. He started Tomiyasu ahead of Tierney. But now Tomiyasu is not available. So would Tierney start? We don't know. We don't know who's going to start in that left back, either Tierney or Zinchenko. But we know if he starts Zinchenko, we know what Liverpool, or we know what Arsenal is going to bring. In offensive, Zinchenko inverts into the midfield, which gives us bodies, which gives us an overload in that midfield. Five players in that midfield, or two in that midfield, then five attacking. So the dynamics are there. Does he want to go with Tierney? Does he want to go with Zinchenko? That's left with Arteta. And I know Anfield will definitely come up, the noise. We saw what happened against Manchester United, because that's the only thing as well that they are holding on to. That you saw what we did to Manchester United, mauled Manchester United 7-0. If you look at that,
we know.
No, I'm not even taking a piece at Manchester United right now. I'm not taking a piece at Manchester United right now. What I'm saying is, if you looked at that match, Manchester United were on the ascendant in that game before Cody Gakpo scored that goal. I think Manchester United even scored a disallowed goal. I don't know what's his name again. The Brazilian midfielder Casemiro scored in that game. Manchester United were on the ascendant, and before you knew it, everything went south for Manchester United. Also, looking at Arsenal's last game at the Anfield, with the likes of Lokonga in the midfield, with the likes of what's his name again? The guy that played. It was just a mixed bag of players that Arteta put out that day. We were good, not until that fracas happened between Arteta and Klopp, and that just turned up the energy for the Anfield army, and they took it over the roof. I think it was at that moment Arteta knew he up, and I know he's not going to make that mistake this time around, because he's learning on the ropes. He understands the intricacies of management, and you understand when you go to places like that, you don't give the fans anything to hold on to. If you give them that, they will take it and utilize it. Also, like I said earlier, the dynamics have changed. Each time an Arsenal has gone into this sort of tie against Liverpool, we're always going as the underdogs. We're always going as a team that has not been performing. We're always going as a team that we definitely know. We know we're going there to get mauled. We know we're going there to get beat. But what is going to be the beating? Is it going to be 5-1? Is it going to be 4-0? But this time around, it's different, because we know what we're going, And if you look at our away record this season, it's been fantastic. I think Arsenal has the best away record in the league this season. Also, in the home of Tottenham, we've not won there in 9 years. The same thing was said when we were about to go to play Tottenham at the Tottenham Stadium, that Tottenham would give us a beating. This is where it starts. This is where Arsenal would lose. And we went there, gave a performance that was so impressive. Winning 2-0, locked it up, and we took 3 points. That is what I would want to see with this Arsenal team at the Anfield on Sunday. Depending on the formation, I heard Iris said 4-3-3, but if they go 4-3, that's going to be disastrous for Liverpool. And I hope Klopp learns his lesson. I think the best formation for him to go is 4-4-2, regardless of how he wants to do it. But if he goes 4-3-3, it's going to be disastrous for them. And I'm saying this, mark my words, it's going to be disastrous because the midfield they don't have the legs anymore. If you're trying to bring in what's his name? The guy that just came back from injury, the former Bayern Munich player. What's his name again? His name just failed me. He has not played in Thiago. He has not played in 2 months. He has not even played any match. He has not even played any form of warm-up match in 2 months. Do you want to throw him in the heat in that kind of game? And I know Klopp wouldn't want to do that. So for me, fingers crossed, the game is poised. I just want Arsenal to go in there and show that this season has not been a fluke. It's been a season where they put in the work, and that is what counts. And I just want to drop it.
Proud FC.
Even if they drop points, it doesn't deter anything. Proud even if they go there, they drop. I want a D. I don't want an L. I want a D or a W. Even if they go in there to the draw, it doesn't still stop the mission and the vision we have for the season. So that's just my take. Okay, over to you.
Yeah, so I'll make it very short and sweet, right?
Okay.
Irit was actually right, saying Arteta scored our last goal at Anfield. That was a 5-1 defeat, at the hands of Brendan Rodgers' Liverpool in 2014. That's post Van Persie era. I remember that.
He said when we won.
When we won. Oh, okay. The last time we won was right. That was with Van Persie. And yes, the last time, in fact, in the last 5 fixtures, Arsenal Liverpool at Anfield, the scoreline is 22-4. Okay, it's 22-4. But you see, the truth is that things have changed from last season. That's just the first thing I would say. The games Arsenal did lose against Liverpool at Anfield for me were, should I say, they were mistakes of rookies. And when I say rookies, I mean both the young players and I mean the manager. The manager got outwitted mentally. The players got intimidated in terms of the atmosphere. But you know what? This same crop of players, plus the new players in the teams, have gone to every London club this season and have been victorious, including Chelsea, who is one of the big boys. Let me just put that out there as a fact. So this is a totally different Arsenal side. That's why I'm confident. That's why he's his confidence. And by Monday, I'll be talking about an Arsenal victory.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, quickly, done.
In fact, you are the next person I want to call upon.
Yeah, no, I'm not confident at all. First of all, I was looking when I was taking my calendar, because I've always said City will win the league. Yeah. When I was taking my calendar and I looked at this game, I thought this was going to be I thought this was going to be the game. But to be honest, I am not confident at all because I was trying to make an Arsenal Liverpool 11, and only one player in Liverpool got into my combined 11, and that's Alisson, and it just nicked Ramsdale for me. The remaining is full of Arsenal players. That shows how much Arsenal have grown and how badly and useless Liverpool have been. So I am not confident at all with Liverpool going into this game. Even the crowd we talk about, I don't think they're as loud, as enthusiastic as they used to be anymore at Anfield. I think it takes Arsenal the first 5-10 minutes to quiet that crowd, because what are they fighting for? They're really not fighting for. They are not where they used to be anymore. So even the crowd, they know that. I don't think they'll be screaming their lungs out for a game like this. With Arsenal going for the title. So I am not confident at all. I hope their world-class manager, Klopp can go into this is his 3rd game on the road on the bounce without a win at Anfield. I hope he can go there and draw something from his heart and galvanize those players and give them some morale and let them go there and show some fight, some purpose. This their season lies on this game. They can be remembered for stopping Arsenal for winning the league. That for them should be something to be confident, to be proud about. They should go there. Yeah. They should go there with
motivational speaker
and try and stop Arsenal
Yeah.
Please, I'm begging them. They should please stop Arsenal for me. But my enemies are
I don't understand why a Chelsea fan is not having confidence in Liverpool.
That's all.
That is bothering me. Why do you need to have confidence in Liverpool? Don't worry.
Guys, is there any point for us to do the combined 11? Because this
no point. There's no point
because I don't see. Be like say
I remember we did the same thing for the Man United game and no Liverpool player made it.
No, that one is different now. But for this one, I really don't think that one is different.
Oh,
I think Iris wants to enjoy the pleasure of every single analyst.
Most of the
okay, they could do it.
No, because
let's do it.
I remember saying that Friday that on Sunday this 11 won't matter. But you guys thought I was playing. But no problem, we can do this as well.
Iris, this is not Manchester United. This is
okay, this is not Manchester United. Okay.
All right, I have the board is ready. In goal, because these are the two goalkeepers.
Alisson is the better goalkeeper.
Why should we go for Alisson? Sorry, I just
why is it Alisson?
No, why are we doing this? Sorry, we need to. No, we need to know the context why we're doing this. We need to know the context why we're doing this. If it's based on form,
it is definitely.
If we are doing it based on form, it's definitely.
Which form? Which form has Alisson shown?
No.
No, that's what I said. I said if it's based on form, then it's Ramsdale.
Thank you. Ramsdale.
No. If it's not based on form, then I mean Salah makes this team.
All right. Let's do it based on form. Based on form right now, as in based on form. So which goalkeeper?
Based on form, I still think Alisson should be there. I think Alisson is a better goalkeeper than Ramsdale. I mean, he has been let down by his defense. So much this season. So I think Alisson should be there.
So no, Didon, how are we choosing this team? Are we choosing this team based on form or are choosing?
I said based on form.
Based on this team.
If Alisson is the better goalkeeper than Ramsdale, and the reason is that he's been let down by defenders, whose fault is that?
Thank you, sir.
That is the team's fault. The team has not helped him, so he can't be
there.
So
you
there's
can't
nothing
say
we
that.
can do about that.
He's a member of the team. What about the time?
Thank you, Abba. How can you isolate the goalkeeper based on the performances of the team in front of him?
I mean, we all see Nick Pope this season, and a lot of people are saying Nick Pope should be the best goalkeeper. He should be awarded best goalkeeper this season. Why? He has a good defense in front of him. So,
are the defenders the one in goal, or are the defenders the one catching the ball? The goalkeeper has a job to do. Yes, the defense might let him down, but the goalkeeper still has his job to do.
For me, this position has to go to Ramsdale.
All right, I think.
Then if we're doing by form, I don't think there's any point doing this because all our snap players are in there. To be honest, so there's no point.
No. The Liverpool fans say he wants it. So let's see. So let's go for it. Say Ramsdale. On the right, I think Ben White. Ben White.
You want Arsenal fans to enjoy this.
Let's do it.
Enjoy it too.
I assure you what.
Ben White's the best right back in the league right now.
No, Ben White, world class right back. Ben White, world class right back.
Didon, are you joking? No, you must be joking. This is.
I think I understand what. This is
the delusion that Arsenal fans have. That's why I want them to feel so bad.
Bro, you know what?
Calling Ben White the best right back. That's delusional.
Let me
Ben White, best right back.
Bro, this thing is very simple. Hold on. This thing is very simple. If you're saying someone is not the best right back, the rule of thumb is you bring out the person that has been better than this same person this season. The context here is Ben White is the best right back this season.
According to you. Yes, according to you.
If you feel
right back in the Premier League than Ben White,
just bring it out.
Right now,
so
this
easy.
Season, for me, it's Trippier.
Hey!
Come on, man. Come on.
No. I know.
I'll go for Trippier ahead of.
Why would you go for Trippier? Why would you go for Trippier?
Why can't you go for Trippier? Let me know why.
So see, let me tell you something. We all look at the EPL. What is the standard of measuring the best team in the EPL? It's not by the league standing. If you even bring Trippier side by side with Ben White, if you look at their stats defensively, if you look at the stats going forward, I think let's just call it spade a spade. When what's his name? Alexander Arnold was flying, everybody gave him his feathers now. Nobody said because I'm beefing, he's not the best right back. We gave it to him.
Thank you.
When Alexander Arnold was flying,
why are you now failing? So this
he was still struggling to get into England's team despite flying.
Yeah,
I am not
that
England.
See, okay. I'm not even going to go down that route, because if a player like the fridge, what's his name? The guy in Manchester United that sits on the bench, that warms the bench, starts in the England squad. Come on, it speaks a lot. It speaks a lot. For me, I just feel this thing, just give credit where it's due.
Simple.
I still need bringing. You're bringing Trippier.
See,
come
for
on.
For me, I'm saying it right now, and I know this season you are saying Obe because it's top of the table. I wouldn't, as a manager, see Trippier and see Ben White, and I want to pick a team, and I'll pick Ben White over Trippier. Okay. It's not happening.
So, Iris, let me break it down for you. Let me take away Arsenal's league position. Let's talk about defenders, and let's just say defenders. Number one, clean sheet. Trippier has it over him, right? Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Assists. I believe Trippier has it over him. But goals, Ben White has more goals than him. Who has created more chances? Ben White has created more chances than Kieran Trippier.
No.
Yes.
Go and check your stats.
Please check it. Ben White has created more chances than Kieran Trippier.
Okay,
Ben White has had more key passes than Kieran Trippier.
I think the table sometimes fools people. Okay, if I tell you now that you're a manager. Okay, if I give you Ben White and James, who would you choose?
Guys,
who would you choose? Okay.
One last reason why you should give Ben White. Ben White is naturally not a right back. Ben White has been converted into a right back and is pulling out these numbers and is part of a formidable defense. Why not give him his flowers?
That's what I'm saying. They're not just being objective. They're not just being objective.
If you're a manager and you are giving Ben White and Rhys James and Arnold, who would you choose as the right back?
Who is calling?
Depends on a lot of things.
Who is calling an injury prone? Who is calling?
Who would you choose?
Who is calling?
Who would choose now?
I would not sign Trent Alexander-Arnold as a right back.
So who would you choose?
From what I've seen,
who would you choose as the right back?
The only reason why I would not buy Rhys James is because he's injury prone and
imagine
ridiculous price tag.
Well, I didn't even know Ben White will carry the Champions League.
Well, sorry, I didn't even
that Rhys James is over his knee injuries. Fine, I'll pick him over Ben White because
carry Ben White to Champions League now. Carry Ben White to Champions League.
He's there already. He's there already. He's in the
Champions League. Guys, Ben White is the. Hold on, guys. Can we quickly do this because of our time? Who is going to be on our left back?
Zinchenko all day now.
Zinchenko.
Put one Liverpool player there now.
Don't worry, one Liverpool player will be there. Don't worry.
Prof, I assure you one thing. Arsenal will not win this game. I assure you. Now me they talk.
So you said you saw the video I shared on the group.
I don't
see you guys were saying Tottenham, you will lose. Man, you will lose.
Don't worry. Let's win this league. If you see the amount of receipts I have here.
So the two center backs.
Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba.
No, Saliba is not playing this game now. As in current form.
Okay, Virgil van Dijk. To be honest, Van Dijk makes it.
Honestly, I will pick Konate over Van Dijk.
Yeah, Konate said.
Konate. Liverpool have been playing better. I'll pick Konate over Van Dijk.
Konate, Gabi.
Center back there. I don't mind. I'm waiting. There's one position I'm waiting for up front. So let's continue.
No, Konate.
The striking position, Abi.
Konate.
Like this?
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay. Ibrahim.
Now,
midfield. Xhaka, Odegaard.
Midfield. No argument.
No arguments there. That's Xhaka there. Put Xhaka there.
I just want to remind Iris of something, because Iris never rated Xhaka. And you see the numbers Xhaka is pulling.
Yes.
This same route you are going with Ben White. This is the same route you're going with Ben White, and it's going to surprise you. He's going to put now. You see,
well,
he's in the Champions League. You see what he will do.
Like you said, I'm not saying White is not doing well.
You can't even perform in the Europa League.
One thing we should also remember is Trippier has been doing this for a long time.
Front three,
White does the same thing. Yes, definitely.
All right. Oh yeah.
Saka and Martinelli have to be there.
Saka, Martinelli, Trossard.
What? I'm laughing.
I think we have to put Mo Salah in the 9th position.
I know. I'm just looking at every. Now I'm looking. I'm waiting.
You can
I think that front three: Nunes, Martinelli, Saka.
Nunes.
We're looking at form. Yeah.
Well, in recent form, I'll pick
Martinelli, Saka, Salah.
Yeah,
Nunes.
I think for me, Salah. Maybe we can put Salah in the mid through the middle. Salah
Martinelli is playing the middle. You know, Martinelli.
No. Let's discuss that too. Let's discuss that. Salah.
Salah doesn't play through the middle. Salah doesn't.
No, it's just the front three. You can put him. He plays through the middle. Put Mo Salah there, baby.
Salah's been scoring, so it's fair.
All right, we all agree. So let's talk about.
Really, it's Trossard that should be there.
I'm telling you. Yeah. So we
Irit, make me proud. Irit, make me proud.
Thank you, my brother. We did together.
Look at these people cannot. They can't go like this. They can't go.
Your enemies will not laugh at you.
They must not laugh at me, my brother. They must not laugh at me.
Go. Serious. We are not joking.
I heard one analysis. I understand the fear of Liverpool fans. I understand the fear of Chelsea fans. Liverpool fans, they brought in Klopp within 8 years, 9 years, has been able to win 1 EPL, 1 Champions League, and FA Cup, right? Or Carabao Cup. And this is, I think I saw that analysis on Terrace TV or something like that. And this is an assistant, a cone boy, like you all tagged him, and he has come taking the managerial job. This is his third full season, and he's taking everybody away, playing good football, even playing football better than Guardiola. And I can understand why you guys are scared. You want him to win it because that record you're revering Klopp about, if Arteta or when Arteta wins the league this season, it shatters that record. It shatters it into pieces. I understand the fear of Chelsea. I know them. They always want to brag, inferiority complex, like I always say, and that will give us 14. That will be our 14th title.
Inferiority complex from somebody that has what you can never have.
They've not even won the league yet.
Oh yeah, now let me make my point. You see the thing I always say. The context here is EPL. You will rush to Champions League.
I don't care EPL. I have what you can never
understand.
Have. Never ever have. And you're still talking.
That's by the way. That's by the way.
Don't worry.
That's by the way. So I understand your fears. I understand.
I understand. When it comes to Champions League talk, Opa doesn't say anything. He just go out quiet.
Don't worry. The time is coming.
For Baka's referee verdict.
So I understand. I understand your fear, Irit. I do understand. I understand. I get it.
All right, guys. Before we go, can we do score predictions for Manchester United Everton?
Do you want me to predict
Robbie?
that?
No, not yet. Hold on. Robbie, Manchester United is playing very early tomorrow. Manchester United welcoming Everton. What's your score prediction on that game?
Okay. The game between United and Everton, right?
Yeah. Good for it.
Well, I think I'm going with United a very strong form at home. I actually see United getting the victory in this particular one. So I will go for United 2-0 victory over Everton.
Okay, what do you think about this game? Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest. What's your score prediction?
Aston Villa for the win. Aston Villa have been fantastic under Unai Emery.
They are strong goal.
And as a FPL lover, I want Oli Watkins to score again. So Aston Villa for the win, no doubt about it.
Whoa. Wow. Prof, what do you think about this game? Brentford, Newcastle.
I think it's going to be a very difficult game. Both teams have the highest draws in the league. So that one, I'm looking at a draw in that game, like a 1-1 draw.
Yes, I rate over to you for Fulham, which is going to welcome West Ham. What's your score prediction on that game? Fulham, West Ham.
Yeah, big game for David Moyes. What we are hearing is that if he loses this game, he's out. So it's a very, very big game for him. I think West Ham are going to fight hard for this game. Fulham, they'll probably not have Mitrovic and Willian back yet. And probably, I'm not sure if Palinia is also playing. So, but I think Everton West Ham fighting for Moyes. It's going to be a tough game. I'm looking at a 1-1 draw in that game.
Don't go yet. What about still Leicester City versus Bournemouth? Irate.
Yeah, battle of the relegation contenders. Leicester City, they didn't have a positive feedback they expected after they sacked Rodgers in the last game. Yeah. Bournemouth have been up and down this season. You really can't predict what they are up to. Leicester being at home, I don't think they want to lose 2 games in a row. So I see Leicester just winning this 2-1 over Bournemouth.
2-1. Okay, what about Spurs? Spurs versus Brighton. That's another El Clasico of EPL.
It's meant to be a tough game. But Brighton for the win. Brighton win definitely. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, don't go yet. What about Wolves versus Chelsea? Hold on. Okay, let me come to Prof, because this will be the first game for Chelsea for Lampard. So, Prof, what's the score prediction for this Wolves versus Chelsea?
Yeah, I mean, if Chelsea had a striker, I would easily say a Chelsea win, but we don't have anybody to put ball in the back of it. We saw a game against Liverpool where we're clearly the better side, but we just can't score the goal. So for this game, it's going to be difficult, but I think Chelsea might just nick it. I think Lampard might perform wonders and they might win that game. So I go for a 1-0 Chelsea.
1-0 Chelsea.
This is why I need Cheyenne on the show. Cheyenne will see the way it is.
All right, Ace, what do you think about Southampton, Man City? You know Man City, let's talk about it. Man City, Southampton.
As a football pundit, I would say Man City all the way, because Man City has the resources to take Southampton to the cleaners. But as an Arsenal fan, Southampton did it in is it in the Carabao Cup or which, I think one of the competitions where they defeated Man City.
Yeah, Carabao FA Cup. Sorry, Carabao Cup.
Carabao Cup. Yes. So I pray that day the gods of football will rise and give Southampton that kind of
position. Football body is on. All right, moving on to Leeds United versus Crystal Palace. Robbie, what's your score prediction for that? Leeds.
I think it's going to be a tough game for both teams. Leeds are Forest, and they'll be looking to build on their ascendancy. So I think I'll go for a draw in this game. So I'll go for a 2-2 draw. Leeds Crystal Palace.
All right, now this is the biggest game for this weekend, Liverpool versus Arsenal on Sunday. Can you imagine on Sunday? That would be, I think Sunday is
the 9th of April.
9th of April.
Sunday.
Yeah, Easter Sunday.
Thank you so much. Easter Sunday.
The resurrection of Jesus Christ.
Hey.
You will see us now.
We're here. So, Mark, I want to start with you. What's your score prediction for that game, Liverpool versus Arsenal?
Well, I must tell you, I think that I'm down for Arsenal right now. What they have done this season is marvelous. I see them, and I'm coupled with the fact that Liverpool is not doing great at the moment. I think I'll make it 2-0 for Arsenal.
Arsenal, that's Mark for you. Okay, it's a big game. And confidence, so confident going to this game. What's your score prediction?
Anfield used to be a fortress, but Real Madrid said otherwise, and I believe Arsenal can do the same. So I'm going with Mark 2-0 victory today.
Arsenal and Real Madrid.
may not be able to beat Arsenal right now.
Prof, what's your score prediction?
I mean, like Ope said, it's Easter Sunday, it's the resurrection of Jesus. I hope Liverpool can resurrect that day and my heart wants Liverpool to win, but my head is telling me Arsenal going to make me cry. I think they might beat Liverpool at Anfield.
Oh my goodness! Hey, talk to me. What's your score prediction?
I'm predicting an Arsenal win, definitely. Based on some conditions, and these are the conditions. Arsenal, Arteta should not give Liverpool anything or give the Liverpool fans to ride on. Because Ope said that place is not a fortress anymore. That place is still a fortress. What they just need is the energy. They ride on energy. And if Arsenal makes any mistake to give them that energy for them to ride on, it could go into pieces. It could go into pieces. But I pray and I hope. No, I'm not hoping. I pray with all the things that have been put in place, with the way Arsenal has been playing, Arsenal win.
Okay. No score prediction?
It's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. A one goal. I know Arsenal will concede, but it's gonna be a 1-goal margin. 3-2, 2-1. That's what I'm predicting. 4-3, 5-3, 5-4, whatever.
All right, thank you so much. And also, Irate, going into this game, I tell you, what's your score prediction? Talk to me.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tight affair. But I'll go for Liverpool win 2-1.
Yeah, you're sure, man.
You don't even say 2-0.
You're sure, man.
No, I think Arsenal will probably get.
You don't say no sure for you.
I think Liverpool will end it.
All right, Robbie, talk to me.
But for me, I don't even care about the energy. Let Liverpool make all the noise they want. I think Arsenal will actually come and get a victory in the so-called fortress. Real Madrid did it, Arsenal can do it. So Arsenal 3, Liverpool 1.
This Robbie cannot only say one.
To
go back and say, I'm good.
I'm with you.
Robbie's for nobody. Robbie's for nobody.
Mark, is Barcelona playing this weekend?
Yeah, we are playing on Monday because we played at the midweek, and I think that Real Madrid's game. Real Madrid are playing tomorrow against Villarreal. Barcelona will play against Girona on Monday. That match is 12 p.m. for me. I think it's 8 p.m. in Nigeria also. So it should be another win. Although Girona, I think, has beaten us this season when our heads were still in the clouds and we were scattered and didn't know what we were doing. So, but I think another win would take us surely and safely towards the La Liga title this season.
I think Barcelona is winning this title.
I think Barcelona has that league wrapped up.
If they don't sleep, because they thought they had Copa del Rey wrapped up because they won at Madrid and then they crumble like a pack of cards. So you have to keep on. The point
difference is 11 or 12.
It's 12. 12 points. It's 12. But the thing about it is we still have like 11 or 10 games to go. You cannot sleep while your enemy is pursuing you. So that's for me.
So Arsenal cannot sleep. Why Man City is pursuing us?
Mark, I think your enemy is pursuing the Champions League. Don't worry, you guys have won the league.
Xavi said something. Xavi said something that as long as it is still mathematically possible that the person behind you can catch you, then you cannot close your eyes. And I think that's true.
All right, guys, this is how far we can go. Let me tell you my score prediction for this game: Liverpool-Arsenal. I tell you, it's going to be 3. Liverpool win this game. I just.
Be done.
Hey,
Man United Everton. That's how we see Man United Everton.
Prof, I assure you.
In fact, this anxiety is too much.
Spokesman for Liverpool. Well done.
Are we having another show on Monday?
Yeah, definitely.
Very good, because I'll be on holidays too. So I would like to come back and hear.
That is where we come and roast. We
need
You want to roast Okpe?
Everybody must be there.
Yeah.
Irate, you must be there.
Irate, you must come on Monday.
Show me, I don't run. Even if we lose, I'll be here. I don't run.
We don't run.
That's the qualities of a man.
Yeah.
All right, guys, this is how far we can go. One love, bro. Mark, thanks for showing up on Monday. We'll be here. All right, okay. Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.
All right, Prof.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Nice show. Thank you so much.
We are together.
We are together. Yes.
I assure you.
No problem.
All right. Please. Thanks so much for showing up.
Chelsea and Manchester United joining forces.
All right, thank you so much. All right, Irate. One love, bro. Always.
Thank you so much. One love, brother.
All right. Robbie.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so all our viewers, you know what to do. Smash the like on the video. Join us on Monday. When we go to have a Monday sports review show. You're all live here. Thanks, everybody. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please join us. Come on, what are you doing? Smash the like on the video. Subscribe. Now let's build a community. Don is signing out on this post. I say thank you, everyone. Enjoy your weekend.